Alright, next sign of the zodiac, Leo. So what is the sign of Leo and what is its significance? Well, the first start, Leo is the fifth sign in the original fifth house of the zodiac belt. It is ruled only by Sun. It does not afflict debilitation to really any planet, although some planets are like not feeling it. Planets such as Venus and Saturn, they do not like being there. Reason why: Venus is one's beauty, but at the same time too, beauty and arts and creativity can come from acting. But if you're finding beauty in political stuff, because that's also what Leo and fifth house represent. If you're finding beauty by being political, if you're trying to find peace and harmony, because that's also Venus, when you're trying to have peace and harmony in politics, nope, gonna clash there. But also at the same time, now putting Saturn there, one has extreme fear and anxiety of self-expression, and they're also kind of afraid of their sense of expression, because that's what Saturn does. He tells you, you're going to be very also intimidated by this spot, but at the same time, I'm going to say, be easy, you're not going to do that so quick. And Saturn does not like being in Sun sign, because Saturn pretty much tells Sun to off. That's just how it is. Now with the sign of Leo, it represents pretty much performing arts, creative expression. It also has potential to represent children. It's how one gets pretty much recognition by other people. Wherever Leo is in your chart placement, that is where you like to express, and depending on what house it is, that's how you identify with your creative self-expression and how you can express yourself. Good example is, say for an example, if you have Leo in your second house, how do you like to express yourself? Well, you like to make your face pretty, because second house is your face, because it's originally ruled by Taurus. And also family, you get your sense of creativity from your family members. You also tend to give your ability to be expressive by your fixed assets. So you like to decorate your home and make it pretty about it. But also at the same time too, since second house also represents the mouth, and you have Leo right there, it seems that you like to be very creative on how you have your mouth and how colored it is. And it has potential. And also you might wear a lot of stuff like a necklace on the throat, because the only other way to express yourself by the throat is by either singing or having something like this not choking you. Let's see what else we got with the lovely Leo. Leo is a fixed sign like Taurus, but the thing with Leo is that they're set in their ways with trying to get recognition, and they love being recognized. So for an example, say if you have somebody who has a Leo moon, in order for them to be stable, if they do something for you and they say, hey, take a look at a good job I did for whatever shenanigans they did right there, if you don't give them that acknowledgement and say, well, thank you for that, or praise, their mind is going to go down. That's just how they get stability, by getting recognition for providing or doing something good for somebody else, or pretty much expressing themselves and being applauded for it. Because Leo is a very out there sign that just loves being noticed. And when they don't get noticed, something doesn't work out as planned. When it comes to like stones that can be associated with Leo, we have one is carnelian. Here's carnelian. Some people would say, well, isn't that going to be like a second chakra stone? Well, to be technical, it could be a third and the second. and sometimes even the first. Don't get technical with me. Not having it. Obviously, another stone of sun is obviously a sunstone. Well, because it's sun. I don't need to explain that one, I hope. Another one is tiger's eye. Why tiger's eye? Well, the color of the sun is gold, and, well, that's kind of a goldish hue to it, and a tone. Next that I'm going to show is a rutilated quartz. Now this little, excuse me, this little thing, if you grip it like this, you'll get a jolt. And pretty much it goes well with Leo, because what does Leo like to do? Just come out of left field and just give you a, oh, hello, it's the king. Don't mess up here. Now, for regarding like the part of the body that Leo controls, like here where it was Cancer right here, the part of the body where Leo controls is, we're talking about like in this area, kind of mainly like where the hips are, because usually when you are in a theatrical performance and you're usually moving your hips, and when you move your hips, it gets people's attention. What does the Leo do? It gets people's attention, because here comes the king right in the door. Uh-oh, he's in here, so we're paying attention. What do hips do? They sway, they seduce. There's your body part association with that one. It doesn't really go into like where the intestinal tract is, but goes kind of like around the navel area. That's as far as it goes. And even also, I believe, in places like Saudi Arabia, and I'm not sure if in India it's practiced there, but they do have stomach ring piercings, because that's a Leo thing, because you're using your creative self-expression to move, and Leo gets attention, so you're taking that part of the body and you're adding an element of notice me with a shiny stone piercing your stomach, and you're moving, and that's bringing it, noticing to it, and that's how it links up like that. When it comes next to any planets that are comfortable there, well, Mars gets comfortable in Leo. There's no planet that gets exalted in Leo. Jupiter was sometimes believed to be somewhat of a secondary exaltation point, but that one's kind of an iffy one, because Leo is about being noticed, and if you have the sun in Leo, that kind of shows that your sense of fulfillment is being the life of the party. Well, Sun owns that, and he's comfortable there. And the opposing sign of Aquarius is usually, depending on what planet's sitting in Leo and where it's facing Aquarius, because every planet aspects opposite of itself. Depending on what planet sits in Leo, looks at Aquarius, the opposite of that planet's representation going into Aquarius shows whatever it has to be. Like, for an example, say if you have let's say if you have a Leo ascendant, and then you have in your 7th house an Aquarius Venus, your spouse figure is going to be having the qualities of Aquarius. And if you have an Aquarius Venus, well, you have no idea what's going to happen with there. And talk about being very chaotic. Not chaotic like completely destructive, but chaotic like all over the place, unpredictable, but very innovative. And feisty. Because that's Aquarius. You never know what's going to happen with an Aquarius. It is just a sign that's ruled by two conflicting energies. One that is about order and control, Saturn, and then you have Rahu, which is the I do as I please, Hong Kong Phooey, give it to me now. Slow down, take it easy, cupcake. I want it now. See? Clash. That's why it's unpredictable. Other than that, that's pretty much mainly all that I can think of. Also, you can also say that Leo can somewhat represent the father in some way, shape, or form. But primarily that's more of the 10th house in that regard. Not really the 5th. But it can be shown that. And also 5th house can, like I said, show children, education. Kind of, we're talking like in areas that are more high school, post high school, kind of like community college and stuff like that. Also, I can't believe I forgot this one. 5th house is also your everyday kind of like low level romance. Is kind of like a low level of the 2nd house, if that makes sense. Because in order for you to get to the 7th house from the 5th, you had to go 3 places, including counting the 5th. You go 1, 2, 3. Shows that you have to put effort with the 5th house of romance in order to get a spouse in the 7th. So you got to put in a lot of effort to get that spouse figure from the 5th. If you don't put in the effort, well, looks like you're not getting your life partner, and you got to be on your own for that one. Other than that, I believe that's really all that I can think of for Leo right now. The next sign is Virgo. And a lot of people are not really going to like what I'm going to be saying about Virgo. Not because, I have anything against them, because in the Vedic system, I'm a Virgo sun. Come on now. And also, I'm a Virgo Jupiter, which kind of is conflicting, but nonetheless. And probably, I might even have that one up, hopefully, by tomorrow-ish, because Wi-Fi is not. But either way, this was Leo, and I'll see you next for Virgo.